So we're back in the Cathedral paddock now with Ken Pritchard-James. Ken, thanks ever so much for taking a moment to speak to us.
How do you do?
Now, Ken is a man after my own heart because, in my opinion, in the opinion of many, one of the finest sounding cars ever is the BRM V16. And today, Ken, you have the privilege of driving this car up the hill. In fact, you're going out shortly, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a privilege. It's a fantastic motor car. It's a really exciting drive.
Now, of course, it belongs to the National Motor Museum.
Yeah, Bewley.
So they've...
and it's very original. They've looked after it incredibly well. And hopefully it's on song today. As you know, BRM had some reliability problems in period.
So I've heard.
And it's been stayed that way a little bit, but it's been running very well. So hopefully it'll go up the hill nicely.
Give us an impression what it's like to drive something A, so old, but B, with so much power and such a sophisticated screamer of an engine.
Well, it's actually at low revs, it's pretty well a pussycat, but as soon as you get above 7,000 revs, everything begins to happen, and it swaps from about 300 horsepower at 7,250 revs to about 700 horsepower at 7,500 revs.
700 horsepower.
Yeah, so it will light up the tires very, very easily, and you can exchange ends very easily as well.
Yes, I can imagine, especially on these Dunlop Historics.
Absolutely. And so it's an entertaining drive, and especially if it's slightly wet.
I can't tell you, I've driven a few cars this year, but I tell you what, I'm overcome with jealousy.
Well, it is a fantastic privilege, even though Stirling Moss said it was the most dangerous car he'd ever driven.
Is that right?
Yes, but I think it's the most fantastic car, and unfortunately, if they'd got the reliability sorted earlier, it would have been a world beater.
It would have been astonishing,
wouldn't it?
It was
so much more powerful than anything else in period. And went and handled reasonably well, braked pretty well. It was a good car. It was just way ahead of its time. 700 horsepower with 1,500 cc with twin superchargers and 4 magnetos. I mean, imagine the complication.
Funny enough, the current Grand Prix cars aren't far off the same capacity and power up, aren't they?
Yes, exactly. So it was very, very ambitious.
Well, we're over the moon that you're going to be taking up the hill today. Don't let us down. Put on a show.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a great run. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.